So, this is where I want to be. Is he logged in? He's logged in. He's ready to go. Let's see. Where are we at? We get a countdown. 20 seconds to go. This is the... What do you want to see? The top how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the top 50. Okay, enough of that. Boom. Carlsen, the doctor, Dr. Soberstein. Call him. Let's see what kind of action we get here. Okay, Jagalko. They played just a little bit ago. A 10-0 score, and I think he did this in one of those games as well. A crazy G-pawn that ended up running so fast, he swiped out G7. Now, this is a backward pawn. White is up a pawn. You're going to want to hang on to that light square bishop. This knight will hurt you if he's not around controlling f3. So breaking down this structure, this is a nice battery. Okay, now that there's a pawn here, this is no longer as sensitive. He could get the pawn back. He's going to get the pawn back. I think white is better. I like white because of the... Ooh, I didn't see this rook lift. It's not there. The bishop is controlling that square. Now, this is a strong piece. King here, get the queen over. Not so fast. Queen h2. Just barely guarding these squares. Oh, ooh, where's the queen go? Ooh, she has to go back here. He's going to have to give up the exchange. No, there's the bishop dropping back. Scratch that. Strong defender. He's trying to remove it. Queen here. Picking up the rook if the queen goes here. This is a move. Oh, but after the king moves, the queen is under fire. There's a rook check as well. Is this held together? No, this is collapsing. He's down a piece now. 2 pieces, call it. Is the king? How slippery is the king? Even on the clock. He's saved. No, he's not saving this. He's not saving this. This guy's too good. Too good to allow this. There's no perpetual. Okay, that's a resigner. Okay, so he got his first L. Maybe he was just toying with him. He said, I'll let you win 10 games in a row for the warm-up. But once it's tournament time, that's where I'm going to put the pedal to the metal. Okay, first one, he goes down. Didn't he start his last tournament like that? Okay, NM Tactic Thunder. Next opponent. Sicilian on board. Smith Mora Gambit. Alright, so far, at least, we don't have the old switcheroo like we did in the last titled arena. The old change the queen and king position. Alright, this is a backward pawn that is likely to fall. How do you... No, actually, how do you get that pawn, though? You have to target it with the bishop, but it's not clear how you do that. Black seems to be in pretty good shape right now. Okay, an active white rook, to be sure. 7th rank, wants to remove a key defender. White has the safer king, but white is down some material. Okay, now it's black who's in... Okay, black is threatening mate. Queen's there to defend. This pawn's going to fall. No, you can't do that because of mate. Looking for some pigs on the 7th. This rook is out of play. You can't try to offset the rook because the queen would fall. It's chewing on a lot of clock right now. Ah, nice move. Preventing the rook from defending against g7. Now the queen enters. Now we're going to have a resigner. Queen here, queen there. Next, no. Not even needed. Mate in 1. Okay, so things were looking good for Tactic Thunder for a little bit. Knight King already has 3 in the books. 8 points. Bortnik. Off to a blistering start. Okay, some normal openings this time around, I guess. Let us see. At some point, there can be some space. Is now that time? He's going to drop this pawn? No, it wasn't threatened just yet. Knight takes would hit the queen. Okay, so Space Invader pawn, giving up a pawn in order to have the bishop knife right into the heart. Pinpointing this and that. There goes a knight and probably a resigner? No, not a resigner. He's going to fight on. White's up a minor piece and has a strong passed pawn. Also, e3 is defended, and it's going to be captured next. He realizes that there is a pin, throws in the towel. Neverhood goes down. 8-8, 5-8s, all with fire. Penguin slipped up in his second game. Next opponent, I am. Okay. What opening is this? The Jinji Indian. I've never seen him play the Jinji Indian. Oh, and the IM was playing a little too fast against the Jinji Indian. A pre-move bishop d3 and forgot about h6. Okay. A little too fast with the mouse on that one. And just like that, the doctor is now... Whoa, have we ever seen this? All eights, page 1. 297 are entered. Pappas, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next opponent, we're going to have a bunch of moves fly in there. Are we? Are we going to have any moves? Uh-oh. What's happening here? Uh-oh, connection issue. He's joined the game. He joined the game. Somebody's going to fall. Carlsen's going to fall. Where's the move? Oh, we're still waiting? What's happening? Nobody knows. Am I still streaming? Whoa, what a beautiful sequence that was. Did you catch it? Let's diagnose this position real quick. It looks like white is better because he's up a piece. Bishop there is going to hurt. These rooks are killers. If only the queen could help out. Push and then here, mate. Or rook here. You could take. Okay, maybe we could see how this game went after it's over. Queen's gonna slip on in there. Where's the mate? Okay, the rook is a goner. What opening was this? Some kings... No, maybe a Benoni? He ended up capturing like this when there was a capture, so e6 takes, and then he just kept the structure the same. He's down to the clock, Carlsen. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. This bishop's going to pick up everything. Okay, now you could pre-move. No fancy stalemates. Not playing very fast. It'll be fast enough though. 8 seconds. Watch out for stalemates. Step ladder. Oh, and that's mate. Okay, how did this game go? That's how it went. He ended up losing a piece. The knight got stuck on this square and then was hit. Okay. Next game, some might say International Master. Carlsen is in 7th. Let's take a quick look. Can we do that? That's the standings. Okay, Sicilian. No, not quite a Sicilian, no. Some e4, e5 game. Big hole on d5. Big square on d4. A good jump here. Pawn trio. Take with the knight. Focus on the bishop and this square. Don't take the bishop. I see the knight is pinning the bishop in this case. It's not going anywhere. Usually it's the other way around. Fighting for d5. Clearing the way for the rook. Maybe this. Not quite. Two pieces on f3. Strong center for Team Black. It's building up. Where will the king go? Declare your home. Take with the pawn towards the center. Get ready for this. Open this file. The knight is boxed out. No good jumping point. So now if castles, there's a cost. There goes the pawn. Yes. Eliminate the light square bishop and now slip on in. King here, I think. You have to keep this out. This is going to be a problem. This knight's not playing, rook's not playing, rook's not playing. What piece is playing? No piece is playing. No piece is playing, and white understood this. White understands no piece is playing for him, and so throws in the towel. Okay, who's in first, by the way? Nihal Sarin. Up-and-coming player, to be sure. A young shark. A GM. All right, Frost. GM Frost. How new is this account? Okay, we have something simple, an exchange Slav on board. I like white in these positions. Better queen bishop, let's say. How else can we describe it? We can say white has an active bad bishop. Outside of pawn chain, inside of pawn chain. And white is also up a pawn. No queen trap, rook here, queen there. There is some connection, however, it's cut off. So now this is a threat, and ooh, is the queen a trapped queen? Needs some rescuing. Needs this square right here. You have to take the queen first. Okay, he has saved the queen. It took some time in order to figure out knight b5 was there. And in the end, we have even material. This pawn I see as a bit of a liability. Get that in there, flight square. Put a pawn on a light square. Ideally placed, a very active rook. You could throw in a bunch of time burners. Black remains up a pawn. White has not a perpetual, but you could constantly give checks or keep the bishop in a pin. So it has a draw. Ooh, black really went into the tank right there. I think he stepped up. You could get a lot of time burning moves in here. We're close to repetition. Yeah, it's repetition. Draw on board. Okay, so where does that put us? Nihal Sarin. Flawless. 6 in a row. The doctor is in there at 18. We might be getting many of these pairings. Sarin versus Carlsen. And what do you know? Their first encounter here, at least under these two accounts. Knight to e7. John Ludwig Hammer likes to do these knight moves, I've noticed. Okay, isn't this a little bit scary for black? Oh my god, you need to find a new home. It's not quite a switcheroo here. A big center for black, but not the safest king. How do you get at the king, though? How are you going to do that? Okay, he's going to pinpoint here, defend the pawn like that, hang on to the material. Look at this pawn mass in the center. Queen here, you can't castle. King has already moved many times. Okay, I think black is now the better side. He's going to find a home. This queen is nice and central. There is coordination. So he's in the center, but yeah, things have simplified, and this center continues to roll. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there was a pin. You couldn't take because of that pin. You couldn't take because of this pin. And now the knight has been cornered. Oh, boy. Okay, this is not how you could even see some queen sack at some point. Sacrifice here. Oh my god, these pawns are killers. Killers. Real killers. Queen is so hungry. Pac-Man mode. 3 connected passers. And there goes a bishop. He's going to play this one out to the very end. This is going to be his first loss. Push on through. This square is covered. And finally a resigner. Wow! How quickly things have changed in that game. Okay. 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20s to start. We're only 15 minutes into this one. 312 are in here. All GM's front page? No, somebody who is pretending to be an IM. An underrated IM, to be sure. I think he is in timeout mode. So what do we do when that happens? We, I guess, go to this game right here. The current number one, Sergei Zhigalko. A night ending, always tricky. Gonna try and hunt this A-pawn. Okay, outside pass pawn. This should be a draw, and I don't think there'll be enough. You know, the time is not going to be an issue here. So, a draw on board in that one. Is the doctor playing? Look at how quick. That was a quick bathroom break, Carlsen. Alright, he's back on the horse here against Chopper, 1905. Knights are connected. F7 is going to collapse. Queen is trapped. She's a goner. Yep, took me a little bit, but all squares are covered from the queen there. Those minor pieces were so well placed. My god. Okay, queenside castle soon. No, it has to go without castles, but that's okay. He's tearing open the king side. Yeah, pawn takes. You could take with the rook. The knight is, you could take. King was overloaded there, and now checkmate is the threat. No good defense. This is covered by the queen. We're going to have a towel thrown in. Okay, the chopper goes down. Let's get back over here, and then there. Okay, blue-green sun is in first. 24 with fire, a bunch of 22s. Not a game just yet. Where are we at? Where's the slippery one? There he is. Number 7 spot, Penguin. Parmupil, FM player, FM opponent. Carlsen is at 3,050. He's going to get the pawn back. Hitting it multiple times. Can never capture because of the pin. Maybe a fancy push, but not a capture. Weak diagonal. Be very careful, Team White. Gonna play with that? No, he's gonna play within the structure. Just look for a nice square. Maybe this and then that. No, play on the queen side. Continuing to play. To try and break this down. This is hit. This is hit. This is defended. C2's under fire. If that falls, all these pawns become weak, and now you're gonna deflect the defender. What to do? This is a key defender of the king side. So he's given up the exchange. White has a pawn for it. And now a super strong bishop. However, this knight is a good defender of that point. Can't be dislodged so easily. Rook can watch over knight moves that try to kick the knight. Also, there's back rank issues White has to be concerned about. I don't think there's ever really enough time to go all in for this mate, although White is going to try for it. And, yeah, now the back rank issues. Is there enough time? Knight has to go on the defensive, so this knight is around. The knight offsets these two pieces. So the queen is basically out of play. Okay, where do we stand? 28-26, both players with fire. Number 1 versus number 2 pairing. Carlsen is not playing any fancy openings this time around. Some serious chess for Titled Arena January 2019. Okay, this is a strong pawn. Needs to be challenged. It is challenged. The old in-betweener. Okay, in the end, who stands better? Probably equal. White's going to work with something, though. I think I like this better for White. You know, at least in bullet time controls. Tricky knight still around. White also has some space. Continuing to push. Going to have some wonderful jumping points for the knight. This could be very irritating. The black rook is going to get a little bit active, but this is a nice home for the king. And I think there's going to be something happening here. Bishop move, rook check. Wins. So the bishop is pinned down, and this rook. Oh, okay. I think you have to do something like that. Okay, pigs. Very active rooks now. The king could slip. No, not just yet. Now is the time? Can you do this now? Can you go in for it? Rook takes pawn is a threat. There is a pin. You could always work over here. Okay, missed that. And he's back over here. Oh! Oh, that was not a good... He might still win this. I think white is still winning. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is still winning for white. Even when blundering a rook, it's still going to be a win. Wow. Or is it? No, he might be able to give perpetual check. Rook here, don't... Yeah, you have to... Oh, ooh. Now it's a win. You could even afford to drop your rook. I got 3 connected passers. They got my back. Okay, the doctor's in first. 30 with fire, 28, 26. Chess bras. Really? Awesome. All right. When was the last time he competed in a titled arena? Was he ever competing in a titled arena? All right. I imagine this is Eric Hansen. Yes. Okay. Well, this is their first time playing on these 2 accounts, but they have played many times. I don't know what the tally is, their match record. But okay, very cool pairing. Pawn takes. This pawn is going to be a nightmare. Looking for mate on g7. Pesky knight. f7 on board. Looking to slip on in there. Whew. There's a lot of really aggressive pieces here for Team White. And wow, this pawn is racing through, huh? There's some fancy mate. I don't see it just yet, but very active pieces. Bishop goes too far. There's some sneaky mates. Not sure why you would want to go here, but it's nearby. Check, checkmate. That's the threat. Queen is there defending. f8. Knight is boxed out. Bishop here. Ooh. Rook's going to have to move. Mate right here. Pick your favorite way to do it. Queen or bishop would do it. That knight was an animal on h5 combined with that f-pawn advance. Wow. And a W for the doctor. 34 with fire. 34, 28, 26, 138 to go. I imagine we'll get more of those pairings, although at the moment Chess Bras is not on page 1, probably page 2, if not page 1. FM, next opponent. Okay, Carlsen is also at 3,057. Are we going to get a mover? Oh, it might be one of those where we get 50 moves in just a blink. And we'll have to... Okay, we'll just treat it as a test. Okay, maybe we could get some thoughts on what opening was played in this game once the position just all of a sudden appears. And I think that's what's going to happen for this one. Let's see, any moment now, hopefully. And there we go. What opening was this? Anybody? Any thoughts on this? Some King's Indian. Pawn here, fianchetto on the king side. It's got to be a King's Indian. I'll quickly go through the opening moves with that one after the game is over. Who stands better here? I don't like this rook position. I think, okay, yeah, these guys are gonna fall over here. Okay, I think I like black. These pawns are all so weak. Now this guy is passed. Even on the clock, yeah, now it's much more clear. Black is the better side. Up a pawn. And an active king could create a passed pawn soon. Find some safety for your king. That's a weird move. Why not take here, huh? That was your way to get rid of the pawn. Okay, anyhow. Some material is falling for Carlsen. 11-11. Bishop is hit. Bishop is hit. Knight is tricky. Knight is tricky. This pawn is gonna fly. Yeah, outside pass pawn. Rook pawn. Step up. He wins the race. Okay, yeah, this knight will be hunted. This knight will be hunted. This knight is going to be hunted. Save the bishop first. The king is there in time. And there's no fancy You know, the king can always get out. There's no fancy, the king could always get out. That's what I meant to say. Okay, next opponent, Mishka the Great. I didn't have time to cycle through that one. We're not getting the start of this one either. Oh no. We have to be able to see the beginning moves. Is that helping at all? Changing the background? Oh. Try to refresh when that happens. Okay, can I go through this one real quick? There. That was real time right there. Mishka the Great. Okay, let's see what happens in this one. Okay, I'm getting some suggestions in the chat. I'll try to take those suggestions if it happens again. Try one of the suggestions. Okay, things are looking good here for Team Carlsen. Another passed rook pawn. Rook a little bit stuck there. Oh no, I missed that. It's converging on e7. No, pawn rolls. 30 seconds! He has 30 seconds. Okay, I want to go back to this for one. And let's see if we can get a quick pairing. A quick load of this next game. Knight King. Okay, that one worked. Right from the beginning. We got a move. Wonderful. Okay, I'm recalling that one of their last games was I think this game right here. Yeah, this is where Carlsen had a pretty smooth game against Knight King. This point right here was a similar opening is what we have right now. Okay. Big difference in this game with the king being uncastled. Black has some space, potential for some space on the queen side. A nice jumping point on e4. And he's looking forward to this move. Okay, not so fast, says White. I'll knock out your pawn, but Black just won a pawn here in the center. Now, it's a little scary though, isn't it? The rook there so that bishop check, the king has a new home. Oh, White's trying to challenge the queen here. Opening it up, the bishop will stop the rook. No rook f3. King is going to have some shelter. Are you there in time? You have to underdevelop to defend both? There's something else? No good check here. I don't see a great check. Yeah, you got to go backwards. Oh, and in the end, there's bishop there. Okay. Opposite colored bishops. Bishop is hit. What's wrong with that? It's going to be a check. Oh, that's what he was concerned about. He's there in time. This is hit 3 times. Things are looking excellent for White on the clock. And the position. Mate threat here. Queen is there to defend. Discoveries. Can you avoid the discovery? Don't think so. It's not looking good. He knows it. Throws in the towel. Checkmate. Next move. The rook has to go here. Or bishop there. Okay, mate's going to be nearby. Knight King with the W. 42, 34, 34, 3 34s. All with fire. Next game has... Okay. Started off smooth again. Jagalko. Looking for his second win in a row against the Doctor. A Sicilian with the queen recapturing on d4. It's an interesting move. Rook a7. Looking for some defensive d6. Rook d7 nearby. Knight on e5. Hot take with the pawn. Ending on board. 3-2 majority, but this pawn is strong. You know, double isolated pawns I don't see as a liability here for black. Opposite sides, well, can we say castling? Okay, kings are on opposite wings. Black wants the knight to jump into d4. That is eyed up right now. I guess the knight was going to be too strong if he gets there, so snips the knight, glues the bishop in. How invasive is this bishop? I don't think it's too invasive. And you got to break down the light squares. Who can get their bishop playing first? It appears that it will be black going to win a pawn right now, and there isn't going to be rook activity. Bishop will be glued into this square right now. This is nearby. I think you have to... well, you can't do that. This square is knocked out. How does the rook get active? What a pesky bishop. Meanwhile, the king has improved, and now this pawn falls. The bishop is wonderful, and the rook is... yeah, it's too good. Too good. That rook. Pawns fall. There's no time for this, though. He's going to throw in the towel. Okay, the rook is certainly there in time. Gets the W over Zhigalko. 44, 38, 38, 34. This is the top page. Okay, an hour 29 to go. What's page 2 looking like? Penguin, page 2. Knight King 96. Again. Okay, Carlsen looking to strike back. What did he start off with? G3, Bishop G2, and then F4. Just thinking for a moment that he played F4 on move 1. He is picking up a pawn now. Black does have the bishop pair. White has two very active rooks. Rook here, knight there is annoying. Queenside heart is collapsing, but the knight is central, and I guess going to pick up one of the bishops. No, white is still up a pawn now, getting the material back. He's a pawn up and has now consolidated. I think things are much more calm. Bishop will find a nice spot on d3. He doesn't want to save the rook, huh? Oh, if he saved the rook, the bishop falls. So light square control. The king will be able to assist now. How to get out of this little pin? Gotta watch, right? Rook there, there's knight there. Oh, a sneaky move in order to have the pawn defend. If rook takes, there's bishop takes knight. White goes on to win. Look at how menacing these pawns are. They continue to push. There's no piling up. The knight is there, controlling f8. They continue to run. It's not going with the g6 pawn. Doesn't want to give this square up. King here, this next. White is prepared to knock the knight out. Oh boy. Could do that. Or something else. Yeah, he's prepping this move. King here. Now pushing through. Oh boy. Mate next. Mate next. The king has to go on the h-file. All these squares are covered by the minors. Got the W over knight king. It's approaching the 10-second mark. Okay. He's in first, not by a lot. 4 point edge, 46 with fire. Next opponent. Okay, the last arena this IM was around, and I did not know who it was. I believe I know who it is. I believe this is Opper. I'm not 100% on that. It's just a guess. Not sure why I didn't throw that guess out there the last titled arena. But yeah, this guy was up on the top, one of the top 5, I think, turned out to be. Okay, what to say about this position? Opposite sides castling, the g-file will be opened up, but black is hitting first on the queen side. Ideally, you want this knight here. Oh, that's... What? You could take that. The knight is there defending. I think they both blundered just then. Am I missing something? The knight was there defending against mate. I think white just believed it. A back-to-back blunder there. Okay, I really just want to go back and look at that position real quick. Was I missing something? Okay, anyhow, who stands better here? Black, because there's a lot more material. It's time to advance this guy. 24 seconds, doubled up on the clock as well. Push, checks. Throwing a check. Okay, queen. Oh, so fast. The pawn is a runner. Check, and then a resigner. Okay, can I see real quick? Was I right on that? Rook right here, you could take. These squares are covered. A blind spot for both players. Okay, the slippery one. It's the penguin. These guys were playing just the other day. I don't know how. I think they played like a dozen games. Things weren't going so well for the penguin. And in one of those games, we did have Carlsen go forward with this central expansion out of the QGD. Trying it again. Liability or an asset? I don't know. Okay, now it feels like it's a... Oh. Black is winning. Queen c5 was... Is he getting the material back? He's getting the material back. Oh. Okay. Black is up a pawn. White has the more active rook. Even on the clock. Yeah, queen c5 won a piece, and then just a second later, white gets the piece right back with the 4. Minor piece imbalance. Black has good coordination. The bishop rook controls both base points. Wants some exchanges. Be very careful, king. There's a sneaky knight around. Rook exchanges are declined. Okay, now there's a problem here, isn't there? This going to collapse? Oh, it's getting checked around. The knight is now securing this point. There are no checks. Is this going to fall? No, it's secured. Don't get into a time race with the penguin. Oh man, he's so fast. Where's the progress here? A lot of shuffling. Let's make some progress here. How do you make progress? Given time, this kind of stuff. Bishop controls the knight. Take the knight out. Okay, penguin's going to win this one. He's going to win this one. It's just around this point I look at the clock and I just know he is a time artist. Yeah. He's a time artist. A time magician. He is so fast. This is actually a lot closer than I thought it would be. Oh my god, the penguin went down. Unbelievably slippery is the penguin. And he lost on time. I didn't think that was possible. It is nearly impossible to beat the penguin on the clock. That's just how it is. If you haven't, you have to experience maybe playing against the penguin and know that it is nearly impossible to beat the penguin on the clock. And Carlsen did the near impossible. Okay. Wow. A photo finish on that one. What's happening in this game? Let's focus on the game at hand. Why do I like white's position here? I like that this king doesn't have a good defender. No fianchettoed bishop around. Things are nice and cozy for the white king. And white is picking up a pawn. Gets the A pawn back, but the C pawn falls. White is up a pawn. Secures the weakest pawn, B3. Put some pressure on the 7th rank. It's gonna just go straight in. So now 2 points are under fire. This queen is enormous, and this extra pawn basically becomes a giant thorn. Watch out for the back rank mates. Oh, or tricks like that. That's not going to work out, is it? This is covered, first of all. No, you... Oh, nice. So slick. That's how dangerous that pawn is. Mate on g7. Wow. Okay, the doctor is some lead there. 58 with fire. 49, 48. Is he in a game? Not yet. This is page 1. Jagalko was at the 10 spot. 1 hour, 20 minutes to go. We having fun yet? These are a blast. Okay, this slippery one is back. Oh, and he is angry. This is an angry penguin. Is that what berserking right now means? No, he's just trying to get a 3. That's all he wants. Give me a 3, he says. Can he strike back? You see? If you beat the penguin on the clock, you're getting berserk next. He's not having any of that. Okay. 22 seconds to 45. Okay. Black is up a minor piece and up a boatload of time. Yeah, this isn't going to work out too well. He's going to still play on. Put the knight right here. Super blockader. Queen guards everything. Right here, right here. Watch out for mate. That was a mate threat. Okay. How to make progress here. 10 seconds. 24. Just, I have one eye on the clock, the other the pieces. Put the king over here. How about that? Okay, now these two are going to coordinate finally. Watch out for mate. Oh, this pawn is passed. 8 seconds. Look at how he has fought back on the clock. Wow. 5.2. Again, this was a berserk game. Oh, there's a check. Queen here. That's a check. Checkmate. No, not quite. Mate threat right here. Mate. Oh, look at how close, though. 3.6 to 5 on a berserk game. Okay, the penguin goes down again, but not after first hitting that berserk button. I don't know what I just said there. Anyhow, penguin berserked and lost. Let that be your summary. Okay, this is a strong knight, challenged. A weak structure on the queen's side. Can't get rid of it so fast. He's a goner. He's going to have to open it up. C5 on board. A pre-move. How greedy do you want to be? Okay, 4-3 majority on the queen's side. Mate threat right here. This structure negates the bishop. And so cool. What would the queen not be hitting if pawn takes knight? Threatens mate, hits both bishops. Anyhow. This is not the... I think the bishop has played here in several games now. For some reason that is sticking out to me. This knight is barely there. Okay, and he has some problems here on the dark squares. A little bit of a think. Queen takes bishop, king takes knight. Get back here. Run away. Oh my god. Ring around the rosy. Which way you want to go? Choose. Okay, body count. Things not looking too good for Team Black. Down 2 pawns and no counterplay. Throws in the towel. Carlsen goes down against Zekid. 62-53. He's in the bathroom again. Pause mode. 3:25. So what do? I'm going to stay here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Maybe he really is in the bathroom or something. This time. Last time, he was already in a game. I think against Chopper before I knew it. Watneg. GM, number 2 guy in the tournament against Knight King 96. 2900 versus 2788. So we'll see one of these games. First, I like white here. Better king position in opposite sides castling, so could try to hunt this pawn. The check, the king will take. Wants to have the bishop contribute. This is black's best piece. Now this is collapsing. Okay, this pawn is hungry. And now g5 falls. Close to resign here. Yeah, it's up a lot of material. Yeah, it's going to crash through. A check. Now these guys are close to falling. I guess he's going to get this guy back, but 4 pawns to 0. Even on the clock. Okay, he gets one of the pawns back. Just simplify. Let's go, pawn. Chase the knight. Pick up the knight if you want. 13, 14 seconds left. Knight right here. Easy to pre-move for Knight King. Black knows it. Okay. Where do I want to be? Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go back right here to watch the doctor. He has just started a game. It's not loading just yet. Okay, there we go. He's playing against Knight King 96. There we go, right from the top. I don't think he squeezed in another game. I don't think we missed a game. I could take a quick peek to see if that is the case. So opening wise, some Zamish. I have that right. D4, C4, Knight C3, F3, yeah. Something like that, where the king decides on the queen side and white's looking to play in the center, possibly. Could keep that option open. Get some space here first. Okay, goes for it now, and make sure that this is not even an option for the knight. Space. So where does the king go? If you go king side, these guys are super invasive. Now he's playing on the other side of the board and now asking the knight, where do you want to go? You have to take. En passant, he does. This is nearby. Black needs a new square for the knight. White is in the driver's seat. Space on the king side and queen side. This is collapsing and fast. White is up a minor piece. The king is aggressive, helping to safeguard c4. Could secure this, although this will be met with that, so he just exchanges. And I imagine just piles up on the A file and looks to smash through soon enough. He's going to plant a piece on b5 someday. Okay, no entry point. The bishop is there watching over. F3. How do you break this down? This is a best piece for black. He's trying to figure out how to break this down. A sacrifice nearby and gets the king out of the way. Now black is getting some activity. White has to go on the defensive. I think this is about to collapse. Now that this knight is in a pin. Oh, bishop is a sneaky piece. Queen over here. Oh, now he's blasting through. He could even afford to give up the queen in some lines because this is nearby. Bishop is a monster on c6. Thought this guy was good. Look at that guy. Okay. Gets the W. Let me see if I could get these tabs situated. I have 2 tabs opened. Let's put one of them here. And here's the other. Okay. Watneg, first time for this pairing. 3056 is where we stand. 3057. Okay. Let's see how play develops. Maybe looking for this square here with the queen. Not just yet. Black has the structure repaired a little bit now. His pawns are all together. Maybe get to the H-file. Okay, he has a square to work with. This pawn is annoying to the knight. The knight is not going to be denied. He's going to find a good square, or at least try to find a good square. E5 is that. No. Knight is a goner. Play on the h-file. You might see a rook drop into this square at some point. The bishop can be really good. Passed pawn, possibly. Not in this simplified position, however. White has some space on both wings. Queen's off. Oh, if you take here, white will eventually have an outside passed pawn. No great entry points on the e-file, however. There are some checks over here. A bunch of checks coming up. The bishop will be there to secure the white king. And now black has to go on the defensive. The queen is ready to drop into f6. Could afford a queen exchange, I believe. The king has a tough time activating with the queens off the board. Once more, the bishop is a defender, basically, against these checks. Okay. Sneak the king up. Okay, this is collapsing. Black just won a pawn. Black is up a pawn. Even oh, he just dropped his queen. Okay. And just like that, the doctor wins. Queen is gonzo. 66 with fire. 56, 56, 54. There's your top page. What's page 2 looking like? That's your page 2. You got the big boys playing. Is he in a game yet? Am I in the right spot? Doctor, are you in a game? He's not in a game yet. He's still going to get paired. We're waiting. Is he in a game yet? I don't see him on the list. He's not getting a pairing yet. Throw him in the game. Throw him into a pairing. Oh, he's in pause mode. Why are you doing that? All right, let's check out Jagalko. Number 3 guy. He was in 10th not too long ago. He's come up some ranks. Is he still in pause mode? He's still not in the game. Okay. Let's see how this one develops. Pesky knight. How do you defend this pawn? Strong knights here. And he sacrifices. Okay, he swipes a knight. And then takes a pawn. That's how you defend here and here. Now that the B file's opened up. Nice light square control for Team Black. And yeah, now this queen is offside. Don't be surprised to see some tactic soon for Black. This queen is still offside and was actually free. Both players missed that. And now a rook here. Rook there, flight square. Do you care about this pawn? No. Can't go here. It's defended. Flight square time. And there's no great way to get at the king. Might see a resigner. Pick up this pawn, you get mated in 2. This diagonal is shut down. This is a threat. Threatening the rook. You could take and then push through. Squeaky clean. And now there's no attack here. Resigner time. Resigner time. Okay. Oh boy, connection issues. Okay, so he did get a pairing while that game was going on, and he didn't move. Okay, next pairing is against Jagalko. They split games in this tournament so far. The rubber match. Still an hour 6 to go. I think, you know, that last loss by Carlsen, the non-moving game against the IM opponent, maybe opened up a window for some of these other guys, Jagalko being one of them. Okay, this is a free pawn. Not the healthiest of pawns, but it is a pawn. This bishop's a strong defender. Very important that f1 is available for the king. You could still go for this. This knight can be quite an invasive piece, to be sure. What's wrong with check and then knight h4? Okay. Well, the bishop is a strong defender, isn't it? Watching over the light squares. Black does not have a light square bishop that could challenge this guy. Opposite color bishops. Okay, offering a queen exchange. Okay. White is definitely better here. No time to take the pawn. This is not a reliable flight square. Still not a reliable flight square. Poison pawn. The knight, however, will take it. Rook stays back here to defend, and now this is a home, but f7 has pressure, and forget about the position. Look at the clock. 28 seconds. Oh, man. Oh, he tried some sneakiness, unless it was a mouse slip. One of the two. Okay, let's get back here. 68, 61, 58, 58, a bunch of 58s. Not in a pairing just yet. And there we go. Ooh, another Berserk Penguin? Another Berserk? No. No Berserk this time, says Penguin. I'm going to beat you with 60 seconds on the clock to start. Okay, and opening-wise, what is this? A Grunfeld? I think so. This isn't such a common opening to see these two play. Yeah. Okay. It's simplified, to be sure. And there is a majority for black. This square is being eyed up, and there's not a good solution to it, is it? Because here distracts the queen from defending the knight. Although this, that, here, gonna win these pawns. Might have a... You want to glue the knight in there? Yes, the knight does not want to budge. So the knights are both really well placed, I would say. Which one is more invasive? This guy to the black rooks. Okay, he's going to work around it. This knight's no longer is so pesky. Okay. How to get this guy? The knight is given a shove first. Okay, now the knight has to find a new home. The rooks are getting very active. It's not quite mate. He wants mate. He wants mate. He's got to stop this. Notice how he inserted the check before here. I don't think you wanted it. I think if you the G, yeah, he wants the G pawn going down here. He's still shooting for this check, and then after here, checkmate. He's really eyeing this up. Black is making life difficult. You might have to give up the rook for the knight. No, the king has. Now that there isn't an e5 pawn, there's a new square for the king. Be very careful. I think there was this move once the king was on h2. Oh, it's a rat race. Again. Who's going to win on the clock this time? Can he do the near impossible again? Beating the penguin on the clock. It's in his favor. Black is ahead on the clock. And there goes the rook. Oh, a mouse slip. Okay, it's okay. White could still win. A knight is dangerous. Okay. The penguin goes down. Where is the penguin, by the way? He's in fourth with 61. With that last win, the doctor, still in first, now with fire, up 8. MSB2, ranked 15th at this point. Okay, another endgame on board. A structure that neutralizes the light square bishop very well. And a problem here for white, huh? If the knight went there, there's this. Okay, opposite color bishops. Okay. Black is better. Super invasive pawn, better king, better bishop. Not because of the structure, just because this guy is shut out. Look at the rook activity. This guy falls, this pawn's going to fall soon. It's game over. I really just see this as game over. Yeah, he resigns. No count. This king is way, he might as well be on file J. He's just out. He is out of the ball game. 74, 66, 64. Top 3, all with fire. An hour more of this, and the young player from Iran, Ali Reza Firouzja. Wonderful player. I think in one of the earlier titled arenas, it was when Carlsen complimented Firouzja, pointing out that he's just a wonderful player. Yes, he is. Okay. So where are some squares for white to work with here? This pawn controls the knight. Good squares for the white pieces. Where are they? Okay, this is the way to make some progress, I guess. Breaking with c4 gives white now an isolated pawn, but maybe looks to push through with that soon. The knight is an annoying piece. Circling around to c3. Try to push through right now. Right now you could do it. It's now the time to do it. He's going straight in for it. Oh, was there? There was actually no. If he takes here, the knight could take and defend the queen. There was not an opportunity to take the queen. You could do this. Who stands better in this ending? Interesting sequence. How there's these knight recaptures and they're there to defend the queen. Okay, I think in the end we're now going to have no. He's winning a pawn though. Pick your favorite one, right? Which one do you want? What he didn't want is a knight arriving on c4 first of all. So he goes after the b pawn. The knights are tricky though, and this pawn is fast. You're going to hunt him. 15 seconds to 17 seconds. This is a 15-year-old, if you're wondering. Okay, bishop there and a resigner? Yes, a resigner, I imagine. There's no good knight move that defends here. These guys are too slow. Okay. 48 moves in. 78. 68, 66. The doctor is now paired up against Alexander Lanov. Just under an hour to go for Titled Arena January 2019. Is there going to be a February? Maybe. Seems like it. So this is the 10th Titled Arena. A cozy home here for the queen. Expansion on the king side. Strong bishop. Very strong bishop. Extra annoying queen. Extra annoying queen. Oh, what a cool sequence. I love those tactics. In the end, the rook is now Pac-Man. Oh. Basically was an exchange of queens just there. I thought initially it was the win of a piece. Exchange of queens, move the rook out of the way, push through. Everybody's happy. A resigner next, right now. Throw it in now. Throws in a check first. Okay, now he resigns. Okay, the IM goes down. 1, 2, 3, 5 in a row now for Carlsen. 82 with fire. He's got another game against NM Jasugi. 99, throwing the H-pawn at him. Okay. Well, black has given up a pawn. There is some rook activity. I think, yes, got to break that pawn up. Oh boy, how many pawns is he going to give up here? White is still playing with the full rack of pawns here and has a nice center and giving up some material. For what reason exactly? I don't see it. White seems to be doing just fine. I think white is winning here. Oh. Where is he? Okay, now there's some problems here. You have to go king here, first of all. And that's checkmate. How fast things turn. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was looking good though at one point. Maybe he was a little bit too aggressive with that pawn move. A little bit of security over this point instead. Because I think on the king side it was secure. He had enough defense there with the minors. Okay, next opponent, the guy who won the warm-up. He is not worn out though. Never enough GM. Oh, allowing a check in order to do a switcheroo. Back to his old tricks. Okay, the king-queen swap variation. Again. Okay, after a little bit of flash there with the queen h4 move, things have calmed down some. Queens are gone. Do we still call this a middle game? Who cares what you call it? I don't know. Queens are off. I'd say this is an endgame right about now. Still a lot of pawns. And is giving up a pawn for what reason? This tension will remain. Neither side benefits with an exchange. Especially, you know, take, you give up huge square to the knight. Okay. He's going to get this pawn back, though. Now he's going to transfer, although this knight needs to be kicked, first of all. No, he doesn't. You don't need to get here. This is the new 7th rank. Get these guys. Nothing fancy here. No great way to take advantage of this pinned pawn. This knight is under control. This knight is now pouncing. Not a great way to defend. You go here, you get kicked. Collapsing. New 7th rank. It's the 5th rank. And this pawn runs. Look at how fast he is. He's passed. He's flying with tempo. 32 in the tank. You could do a check. You can't take here. You promote. Just stop this guy and things are cool. A check and then here and then push. How do you want to do it? You have plenty of time to think it through. Save the rook. Here, push. He's just going to hunt this pawn first of all. And then look to escort this pawn to victory lane. Yes. Rook here next. You got to go there. And watch how fast that guy runs. Oh, he's just going to control the base points. Run. Wow, is he fast. No stalemates. There are plenty of squares. Okay, never enough goes down. The Doctor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many is that? I can't count. Again. 7 in a row for the Doctor. 90 with fire. He's pulling ahead now. What's this? He's getting hit with the Scandinavian defense. The old center counter. Don't have to budge just yet with the knight. That was a threat. It's defended with knight e5. d5 is coming under fire. Queenside castles for black. What about white? Which direction you going? Nowhere. At the moment. Yeah. Bishop takes, queen takes. You're still not going to be able to castle. You might as well go here. Inserting a check first. Yep. Okay, now this queen feels a little bit uncomfortable. No, okay, she has a way out. Queen exchange? Oh, nice. Queen takes queen. There's rook takes leading to mate. I think. Okay, so this is the way out for Team White. I think things are okay for black here. Yeah. Rely upon light squares, a more active piece. Black rook is playing, queen is better placed. Oh, and a pin. Ooh. Ooh. Who caught who? Black thought he was taking advantage of a pin. White says, no, skewer town. There goes the queen. He knows it. Throws in the towel. The Doctor wins again. 94 with fired. Up 20 over the field. Second place guy. A mystery I am. Okay. Gorky Pellin. FM. Strong FM. 2647. Okay. Crazy H-pawn attack. Did he start off with H4? How did this go? Start off with E4. Okay, anyhow. Queenside castle coming up for Carlsen. No, first a check. White doesn't want to block. I'm cool here. This is a cool home. D2, how you getting at me? So great. Oh, pins. Did he just knock out a piece there? Yeah, bishop went down. He's giving up some more material. There isn't a way. You can sack right back. Bishop takes pawn. There are no good checks here. Is Carlsen toying with him right now? Letting the clock run and saying, reminding White, hey, you're down 2 minor pieces right now? Oh. There's that tricky move, huh? What's the body count here? Two minor pieces versus a rook. I think I just lost track there. Check. Walking right into a discovery. No great discovery, though. Okay. Gorky is up a good 5 seconds on the clock, and look at how fast this pawn is. Look at these 3 connected passers. Wow, we're going to have a race. This is, ooh, check first. Ooh, hang on. Knight there, not just this, but that. Don't want to allow white to remove the blockader so easily. Time to run with the f-pawn. Challenges the knight first. No idea how to assess this one. Find a coin and flip. Find a coin and flip it. Oh, man. Minor pieces responsible for defending against these passers. And now what? Okay, even on the clock. Another discovery nearby. A check thrown in. There's the discovery. Not a discovery, just a fork. I think black is the better side. These guys are so fast. Oh my god, are they fast. Either side could still win this. Oh my god. Okay, Carlsen won on time, and with that, he's at now 3,075. 98 with fire. 75, 74, 72. That's your first page. Knight King 96. Next opponent. Okay. 3-3 overall score. 2-1 in this tournament. So once more going with this 97 move. Okay. Pressure on d4. Some defensive d6 as well. That is winning a pawn. Take here first. He's going to be up a pawn. Any great attack for white against the king? He's going to try for something now that there isn't a key defender. Invasive pawn. King's going to camp out in the corner. Don't allow this. It's scary. Strong center for Carlsen. Some play on the queen side possibly. What's the bishop move about? Oh, eyeing up some battery. There is this move, though. Could take once, shut things down. These guys continue to march. They would drop this pawn first. He can't push so fast. Trying to push through. I'd really be wanting to get rid of this pawn. He's so pesky. Okay, maybe you have to keep the queens on as white. Oh no, you got to defend one of these two. Okay, now the queen is around. Things are cool now for black. Doesn't have to worry about queen here for mate. That invasive pawn is a goner. And now the queen is central. Defending against mate, most importantly. Can't go here now because there's a pin. You have to have the rook defend. Also the clock situation. Oh, nice sequence there. Resulted in a rook exchange. Rook here is no good. You could take with check. Some checks thrown in. Get the queens off. Queens are off. Plenty of time in the tank. This one's going to go to the doctor. On the clock. And position. Just watch out for a sneaky move. A resigner. Okay. How many is that? Too many to count. 102 with fire. 46 minutes to go. 333 are in here. There's page 1, page 2. Page 3, Ali Reza again. There we go. Just in time. Okay, second time against Ali Reza in this tournament. Ali Reza's hunting the bishop. And we'll get it. It's just a matter of when do I take that bishop? Right now is that time. Queenside castles for white. Now that this pawn has taken a step and this file is opened up, safety on the king side is not really there. Meanwhile, some play with b4? Trying to keep things shut down on the queen side is Carlsen. play in the center. h6 here. Yes. H-file will not be opened up, but this square is opened up for the knight one day. Soon to be a strong piece, I'd say a best piece. This guy in e4. Excellent jumping points, offset by this knight who's ultra passive, but he has his points. Secures the king. Now, oh, he's even inserting a pawn break here to get at the king. I think this queen is drifting some. There isn't anything over here, as far as I can tell. The knight controls all the key squares you would need to control, and now this king is ripped out in the center. Oh, whose king is exposed? It's the white king. Oh boy. This very passive-looking knight is providing excellent support for the king. Meanwhile, these two majors can focus on targeting the king. I think we have a resigner soon, because this is collapsing, or that. Yeah, now this is a goner. Major piece lost next with check. Doesn't need to be. King could go here. Whatever. The rook is falling. No good progress there. Another W for the doctor. 1 versus 2. This IM. Is Opper playing in this tournament? Maybe. Okay, who else could do this? Okay. If you can't get this in, you're forever worse as black. Okay, now, oh boy. Can we get a rook in? He's gonna try. Move a bishop. Go here. Oh, it's so slick. Is there a way to stop that? Oh, what a neat sequence there. How do you get? Oh, he just wiped out every pawn. This bishop is trapped. Just get one more piece in the mix. A check. A rook up and over. A rook up and over. Nearby. Bishop there to defend. Offer queen exchange. This is a lot of pawns to work with. 4 pawns for the bishop. And I think they're eventually going to get squeezed. There isn't a great target for black. No. What do you pinpoint is also the clock situation. Man. So fast. Wow. 33 in the tank. Unbelievable. He's so fast. Yeah. And this is a gunner. Time out. 29 seconds. He is so fast. And to have 29 seconds left against him, just unreal. Oh, man. He's not in the game yet. Okay, there we go. Another pairing against Alexander Ulanov. Scandi again. Oh, was this the opponent that captured here, taking advantage of a pin or trying to, and then got hit with the skewer? I think it is. Space on the king side for Carlsen. Harassing the bishop. Oh, I think he did this in a previous arena, some tactic like that. Okay, this king is homeless. Flush the queen away. Again and again. Castle queenside, and I think you win. Oh, pins, pins, pins. Okay. Let's calm down. I think the king can rely upon this square. Black might be better getting there first. He's gonna hide over here, huh? Still tactical with 2 rooks on the board. Might want to, okay, stop against rook b5. Base points covered. 7th rank defended. This pawn, and you don't want to drop this guy. This guy will be super fast. Not ideally placed, but necessary to defend b2. How to make progress? Put the rook here, possibly. It's connection square. Looking for some progress on the queen side. Prevented. 23 seconds here for black. No mates. This pawn falls, though. Get ready. This pawn's going to book. First a check. Another check. Close to mate. Hang on. King is sectioned off. No pawn around, but security. Oh, the rook is going to be gone. Here, there's check. He knows it. He throws in the towel. The rook is going to fall. Wow. Another W. How many is that? I never looked back about that. Oh, the game that didn't start. Oh, I think I did miss a game this. No, I didn't miss a game. Anyhow, I'm missing a game right now, probably. Yeah. Sorry about that. Crazy H-pawn attack with the Scandinavian flair. D5 was on board by white. Not quite a Scandinavian. Anyhow, who knows what we call this opening. Queen takes knight, bishop takes knight in between her, drops the queen. Okay. Now you could take. Now go with this and then that. You had an opportunity for this as well, but I think at the end there's a sacrifice on this square, so you have to really address the pressure against c6. Take with the pawn on f, drop the rook, otherwise. Queenside castle. c2. I think the home is going to be here. This is a reliable home. This queen is too good. White knows it. Throws in the towel. Well, also the pawn count wasn't in white's favor. That was a fast resigner. This is a lot of games in a row. He's on a tear. 118 to 82 with 40 minutes to go. Whew. This is looking like a runaway. Oh, yeah, you're also pointing out in the Twitch chat 3102 with that last win. Okay. I don't think anyone has hit 3,200. That would be impressive. If he wins the rest of his games, do you think he would hit 3,200? Set a record on Lichess? Okay. How are things looking here? Pretty. How dangerous are these pawns? Pretty dangerous. A passer. Pieces have to be devoted to defending against this guy. At some point there could be a deadly fork. I think we saw that in an earlier game. Might want to deflect the bishop to get here. Was that a mouse slip? No, he's just looking to maybe secure the knight. I thought it was maybe an idea to distract the bishop. Not just yet. Okay, queens are off. The knight is ready to pounce with a fork. Can you save that king? This pawn is going to be one back. Ah, take the pawn. You get hit with a fork. And you have to allow the fork. He tried a sneaky move. Now he's not going to resign. He's playing on out of momentum. Okay, now he resigns. Another W. 3107. How many is that? I don't have it. I can't count that quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 in a row. Ali Reza, next opponent. Ali Reza is berserking. The number 3 guy, the 15-year-old, is berserking the world champion. And this is not his first time berserking the doctor. In past tournament, I believe he did this, and it resulted in a draw. How are things going to turn out here? Rook e3? No rook e3, huh? Just pulls the queen back. Is there a great knight move? Now there might be, because there isn't. Oh, hang on now, hang on. You could defend like this, the dark squares, knight, bishop, but now he drops in. Looking at what exactly? If the queen goes here, what's the follow-up here to defend? Bishop there. Is there a great spot for the queen? Oh, he's just letting his clock go all the way down. Maybe just didn't have a move. Okay, down on the clock, Ali Reza. 126.90, 82.82. It looks to be a race for that second spot. Penguin, next opponent. E4, E5 battle. With or without D4? At the moment, without. Both bishops putting pressure on the queen knights. Preparing now for F4. Clear the way. Get the king off of this diagonal. And Get this knight back into the ball game. F5 is a nice square. This knight is a good piece. Oh, no, actually at the moment, it's offset by this pawn. Might want to reposition it. Forget it. Save a pawn. Court grip on the queen side. Pressure on G2. Rooks competing on the E file. Rook exchange here would drop B2 at the end. There might be some tactic on F6. A few pieces were converging on that square just a moment ago. And now, focus on D5. Majority for black on the king side. Knight ready to pounce. Be very careful. Could pick up a pawn with check. White just won a pawn, looking now for a fork. Invasive knight. Now they're in a pin. How do you get out of the pin? I don't see it. Meanwhile, you could push on through here, huh? There's check if the queen takes the pawn. There's still a check if the queen takes the pawn. How poison is that? Probably pretty poison. Here, here, here. Still can't take the pawn. The knight would fall. So tough. I think that was also him just recognizing, oh my god, I just got crunched on the clock as well. Just a lot of pressure, not anything productive. And with that, what is he at? 31-17. Man. Okay, the number 2 guy. The IM. Let's see how this one goes. Who could stop this sober guy? Soberstein. Let's see. Trying to chip away at the E5 pawn. Bishop, pawn, knight. Trying to remove a piece that defends here. Okay, finally. E5 is a gunner. Good coordination for white, though. There goes a knight. Some square to work with. Gonna fight against the bishop pair. If you're the one with that knight, make sure he has a good square. He has a good square. E4 is that square. The queen's going to go hunting. She might get trapped. Here, here, here. I think the queen is toast. The bishop control a lot of squares. That pawn, I believe, was poison. White is using a lot of time. Don't go too far, bishop. You have a responsibility now. There's no 2 rooks around. You could take here. Queens are gone. This pawn is saved for the moment. And yeah, with this around, I think this is easy. I think he's going to throw in the towel very soon. The rook is cooked. Bishop here. Get the king up here. And it's going to hit with tempo. He's going to be there in time. He knows it. Now is the time to throw in the towel. He does. Another W. 17? 18 in a row. Crazy H-pawn. Attack. H4, H5, D5, and an H3. Okay, where's the king's safe home now that there's a pawn established here? Kingside? I don't know. Taking all space in the center. Okay, what to do about this? First, make sure this pawn does not fall. Push in the center. He's going to sack a piece. Maybe a good idea to try and show that you can't just go uncastled. I'm going to give some material to try and get at your king. Okay. Is there enough material here? No. This is white's best piece and it's being challenged right now. Okay, I don't think that there's any attack here for white. The king will find a cozy home on G6. Snug on G6. Knight is in a pin. Yeah, this is gone. There's even these checks right here. Slippery king. He could rely upon these light squares. And now somebody asked earlier before the stream started, will we see a smothered mate? Somebody asked, what is the over-under on the smothered mate? I think 2.5 was the mark. I said under 2.5 because I said it would be 0 because your opponent's just not going to allow it. White is not going to allow the smothered mate. Okay, chopper next opponent. Oh, second time playing against chopper. Carlsen, I think, is close to 20 games in a row, 31-24 rating now. Whew. Okay, he's focusing on b5 a little bit. He sees an opportunity, a hole. Throw a piece there. And now this is a defensive knight, aggressive, passive. And now try and stir up some trouble here with the knight. Major piece ending. Simple focus on this square. Queen here would be faulty. A faulty move. Faulty, not a blunder, just faulty. Okay, this square is watched over. Big square on d4. White is up a pawn. A little bit of annoying knight. Maybe black's best piece. Okay. Most important defender for black being challenged. There's no way to get at the king, I don't see. He's ready to be slippery again. There we go. Slippery king. Flush him away now. And then gives checks. Okay, the knight is going to enter the scene. Here we go. Flush the knight away. Oh, okay, look for this. Give the knight a boot, though. He's defending. Gotta watch out for the check, though. Well, there is a check. You missed that? No, there's you defending. Where's the mate? Where's the mate? Is there a mate? There's a mate. Knight g7. So fast. Oh, man. How many in a row is that? Somebody get me a count here in the chat. I don't have time to count all those fours. It's a lot. 142. Another pairing. This is now their 6th encounter in this tournament. Wow. Too many fours to count. Oh, this is instructive. How to address that structure. I've never really seen this f6. Okay, so now after this take away from the center, this gives white an opportunity to play in the center. There's a nice pawn mass, pawn majority, 2-1. Almost feels like a 3-1 with this guy playing and this c-pawn still back home. Okay, you can't really allow that, so you need to give up the f-pawn. Now this pawn is ready to roll, and now every white piece has access to f5, and in the end, a center pawn is a goner. White is looking very good here. It seems like this is going to collapse soon. There is a fork threat. Avoids the queen exchange. Up on the clock as well. The IM. Invasive knight. Very good position for Team White. Okay, rook is under fire. Ooh, what's that about? Okay, the knight is under fire here. There are some checks at some point. A little bit behind on the clock. Wow. This one's so complicated. Man, knight here threatens mate. Watch out for h2. Okay, the rook goes down, but things are still not clear at all. White is the better side here. No, but look at the clocks. Objectively better, but look at the clocks. Oh boy, okay. Could have captured there. I give this one to black, considering the clock situation. 5 seconds is not a lot. Take out the bishop, and then get a free queen. It's a free queen. And a resigner. Wow, that's a lot of games. Man, that's a lot of W's. Okay, this is a runaway. Fresh off of the World Blitz and Rapid Tournament. This is the World Blitz champion. He's playing against the Penguin now. 31-30 is now the rating. No silliness in this tournament. No king and queen switcheroo. All serious openings for... Okay, some h-pawn attacks thrown in there, but you could get away with that stuff in bullet. Anyhow, impressive. Very impressive. Ran right into a fork. Okay. This is a problem. It's defended. You have to do that. If you capture, you're gonna drop a piece, and now he just knows this is a sad situation. That bishop. Stockfish 8 can relate. Those Alpha Zero games seem to always trap a bishop somehow. Okay. Jagalko, another battle. 3-1 in this tournament. Game 5 now. 31-33. That was a quick game against the slippery guy. Wow. Missed that knight fork. Okay, what's happening here? Take advantage of a pin? Not quite. The knight could move. And there's a punch against the queen. Ah. That is so slick. What's happening with that move? How do you pull that move off so fast? Pawn takes, queen takes, hits the queen, and then if like offer a queen exchange, rook c4, and then threatening mate on g7. Look at all the time it's taking. Also, the knight's ready to move and just attack the queen now that the rook is defended. Unbelievable. Bishop h6. I don't know that it's any good, but it's certainly, you know, scores a 10 for Flash. Bishop h6. Gotta love that move. Oh, man. There was a flashy move like that in the last titled arena, I think. Or two titled arenas ago. That one's up there, though. That one ranks pretty high. In my eyes, at least. Okay, he's up a pawn after all that. Bishop h6. Gotta love that move. Okay, he tried to sneak in. Bishop takes g3. Hopes he wouldn't see that. Okay, another W. Another W. 31, 38, 154. He's ready to double up the field, maybe. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Alexander Ulanov. Again. Okay. Let's see what we get. Light square bishops are gone. Very simplified now. This could be a problem for the king. Knight arriving here, back rank mates. Knight can at some point take away this flight square. Okay, with the rooks off, okay, the queen will be around to make sure the back rank is secure. Okay, it's focusing on this square. Pressure on this structure. Black stands better. Better knight, a more active queen. I believe the safer king as well. Gonna look to slowly produce a passed pawn. This point is secure. The knight is under fire. Ah, nice move. Nice move. Is there something tricky black can do back? Queen takes, queen takes. He's gonna offer a queen exchange and say, hey, what's your king doing? Meanwhile, these guys are flying. Soon create a passed pawn. Gonna sneak in. Clamp down on this structure first. These guys are fixed. 2, 3, 4, 5. Black is down a pawn, but these guys are doubled. This one pawn offsets these two. Wants this capture. He's gonna win a pawn, right? He's gonna get this pawn back though, right? Ah, I see this one with 16 seconds each. I think we could have a draw here. It's first non-win, a repetition. It's okay with a repetition. No, he wants more. King f6 says I want more. I don't want to draw. I'm going to burn your clock. Okay. Can't go too far, knight. This pawn will fly. Sneak the king up real quick. Offer a knight exchange. Okay, this one is going to end as a win for somebody. White could still win this. Keep the knight on. Don't take the pawn. Put the king here. Can you move faster with the knight? How fast are you with pre-moving the knight? Oh, sneaky knight. Oh, he took the pawn. It's a draw. Finally, he stopped himself by taking the pawn. Okay. A 2. Oh, the 4s. Timeout for the 4s. 21-22 remaining in this tournament. A battle for second place. Ali Reza. Again, their fourth encounter, getting hit with the Dutch. Okay. Space Invader pawn. a fight over this square. Oh, he's just going to hunt this pawn down and say, yeah, thank you very much. I don't mind moving backwards just to get that pawn. Black has a nice center. Trying to do something on the king side. All pieces pointing there except for the queen rook. Queen over here. Eliminate the knight. Crash through on this square. You have to take with the... Whew, is there even a good reply here? Yeah, here you take with the rook and then you have f1. Doesn't want that. Wants to land a fork though. He's going to get some material. No, does not. Okay, he could still get some material. Gets the exchange that way. More pieces off the board first. Up the exchange. One of these can become passed. Pick up one of them. Now there's a pin. Take with the queen or the pawn. None of the above. Take advantage of the pin. A resigner. Queen takes knight next. No good solution. Mate and 2 threat. No time for this. Back on the winning side. 158, 105, 98, 90. 89, 87. Here we go again. Chess Bras. Second pairing. Okay, I don't think we're going to have... What was it in the first game? Sicilian. No Sicilian this time around. Center is challenged here with f5. More vulnerable black king. No, I can't say that anymore. 2-2. And, okay, strong knight. Not a reliable home. I like black's position. I like this strong bishop. Black must be better. Black is better. Pointing right here, restricting the white pieces. The knight does not have a safe home. The bishop is strong. It's challenged now. This takes out c2. Is there some tactic here? Knight here, knight on f4. Strong knight. Secure. There is no g5. g5 is extra committal. Is there going to be something a little fancy you cannot take? You get back rank mated. I think the knight has to return. No. Queen enters, still with the back rank mate idea in mind. Crawling up into a ball. Watch out for smothered mates. Okay, no smothered mates allowed. No fancy queen sacrifices. Call it even on the clock. Don't go too far, bishop. Bishop's challenged. Knight right here at some point. Extra protection to g6. Keep this battery. Nice coordination as well. Gonna try and drop in here. Rook up and over. First challenge the queen. Hang on. The queen still has a responsibility. Can't go too far. This pawn is running. Gonna be something here. 3 pieces soon to coordinate. The bishop prevents that. Rook takes rook. Oh, it's a mate threat. There's no way to prevent that. Rook f8. Queen takes g7 is mate next. The only way to stop that is to throw in a check. Or, you know, queen here. Silly stuff. Whew, that knight is so dangerous. Okay, another game, another game, another game. Inventing invention. All right, 31-34. Oh, didn't this happen earlier in the tournament? I think it was an IM opponent. Carlsen played h6 and then just took a piece next. Okay, a fast game there. 164. It looks like it's maybe close to a lock for the second place spot as well. Wow. Oh, man. Okay, Jagalko again. Maybe one of the more frequent opponents, though he has played the number 2 guy quite a bit. Okay, where do things stand here? Even material. A lot of... still a minor piece play. He'll be taking with the pawn if bishop takes. It's nice to have that file. Any tactics here? Anything going on? There is a threat against e4. How do you defend that? Black soon will be picking up the bishop pair, it seems. I think this is the more important bishop to hang on to. Okay, structure is changing a little bit. I might change my assessment of that. Annoying knights, to be sure. Now there's a knight dropping in here. Seems like mate might be nearby. Bishop here is mate. Bishop right here. What did I miss there? He could have tried for something sneaky. That would be a mate threat. Okay. I blinked. I missed a bunch of things. I think this pawn is ready to fall. It's defended by the knight. Strong rooks, passive rooks, looking to offset now. It's a doubled pawn, but I think you have to... No, he's going to try to sneak in like that. Oh, you push first. Nice. Here, maybe that. No, that would drop a pawn. The king is active. The white king is not active. Look at how well the bishop coordinates with the pawn. That's why you do it like that. Pawns on dark, bishop on light. Bad knight. Second rank knight. Throws in the towel. Also, look at the clock. Woo. 26 to 3.5. 168. How? 1, 2, 3. There's only been 4 losses out of 53 games. He's performing at a 31 plus rating. Shan't. Bunch of 7s. 7 7s. Okay. Let's see. Big difference I see here is the position of the bishops. Whose bishop is better? Okay. Now, eventually, there's going to be some space. King up. Get ready, pawns. They are rolling. This knight needs to find a new square. Queen has to take. There's pressure on the bishop. She can't go too far. Hang on. You have a responsibility. Rook there. Queen is going to be hit soon. Could go here. Okay. Offer a queen exchange. This is good for white. Bishop pair. Knight is not contributing. White will also, because of this space, find it much easier to contribute moving towards the center. So, rook's off. Yeah, here we go. Sneak in one way or the other. Get the bishop out. That you could take here, but opposite color bishops. Yeah, that was a slip up there going into this pin. He's gonna get the king here. Oh, bishop here for starters. Yeah, slipped up there a little bit. Still controls a lot of squares from the king. Not so easy to get this guy rolling. And I think this pawn is close to being picked up. Here, here, and then this. Flush the knight away from defending e4. So the knight has to move, and now this. There's no fork. King now is in there, and this pawn is going to roll. He just takes. Okay, this pawn could be hunted. No way to save the pawn. I think this is going to be an objective draw. How is it on the clock? Yeah, the king could always sit here. This pawn's a goner. Oh, is he going to try to trap the knight? There is no trap, though. The knight is always there. Or the pawn is there to connect on this square. Can't get rid of the knight. You gotta go fast. Okay, I guess this is going to be a draw unless black is going to try and be sneaky and not take the pawn. He's going to try to be sneaky. He's trying to be sneaky. He had an opportunity to take the pawn. Plenty of opportunities. He takes the pawn. It is now a draw. Okay, 170, 111, 101, 98, top 5. Get some cash. Who do we have next? Zhigalko. Didn't miss much. Another 97 move. Kings 2. And now. These guys like playing with their minor pieces. It was same story in their last game. A lot of activity for the minors. In the center. Could pick up the bishop pair. Dropping the knight in here, you have to take. Probably still have to take. The knight is far too invasive. He's scooting on over here. Oof. It's a strong knight. It's challenged. Best piece is challenged. Go figure. And now what? Well, big think there. Second rank knights. Compact structure on the king side. A little bit of an offside piece. I think if the knight arrives here, it gets knocked out. Be too strong if it gets to e4. Oh, so he's prepping it with this, so could always replace the knight. But this is getting broken down here on the king side. Is there a great way to defend? Yeah. Broken up structure. Success here for white. Pins now. Great activity for the white pieces. These guys are not contributing. And he's dropping a piece. Yeah, you can't even take back because of the pin. Okay, his first loss in a while. Okay. 170, 113, 105, 100. 10 minutes to go. That's only his 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth loss in 55 games. Chess Bras again, their third encounter. Okay. Oh, okay. I think that's some sneaky pawn sack. Like, get some nice play in the dark squares if he goes pawn grabbing like that. Okay. How to free this bishop? First, I think you have to do something about this advance. Isn't that happening soon? Queens are in tension. There is no attack anymore. Excuse me. Knight into e4. Yeah. Nice in-between move. There's no good counterpunch by the rook. Or is there? There is. The rook is hit, and now this is hit twice. You know, doing just a quick scan, you're looking for, is there a rook move that hits back at the knight? No, not quite, but there is that. Black is up the exchange, but white has a pawn for it. Yes, has a pawn for it. Has some nice coordination, white. This is a strong knight. Here's met with that. Gives up this square. You might want to take the knight and then take here twice. Is the king going to be fast enough? The rook is going to have to be passive. He's calculating that right now. I guess he quickly determined not a good idea. This is locked now. I think you have to do this. No, okay, now things I like white here. Locked position. How do you break this down? Also consider the clocks. He's going to have to make some progress here. Shuffling is not going to be a good strategy for black. He's going to have to try and open things up over here. Put the rook here. Okay, he's going to try to shuffle, but 2-1 advantage for Team White, who is allowing a rook exchange. Interesting. Not really a big fan of that. This is allowing the rook some activity. Check, and then here, back up. The king will be responsible for defending these two pawns. This pawn's going to fall now. Is it not? Or this one. The rook is very active. Pick up, okay, yeah, you could sacrifice. Okay, clocks, okay, and now he'll be able to pre-move this one out, basically. A queen is going to be on the board with 3.6, plenty of time to do it. And he just resigns. He knows it's a pre-move out type position. Ooh, that knight I thought was so strong. He put the rook there. And then Carlsen's rook got sneaky. Got behind enemy lines there, went into Pac-Man mode. Under 8 minutes to go. Another pairing between these two, their seventh. The number 2 guy. Who could still be caught by Knight King? 109 with fire, Knight King. He has a couple players on his heels. Second place is not a lock. Okay. Underdeveloped black. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Balanced material. Not the strongest pawn here. Not contributing just yet. Is he going to get playing? Is now the time? He's doing without it. It's weird to see move 14 and this pawn's still around. Move 15. What's with this? A little rook shuffle. Okay. Bishops. What's happening here? Rooks have to go. This is under fire. Not so fast. Might have to take the knight first. Ooh, sneaky. Bishop was hit, and also this was a threat. There is a pin. This pawn is powerless. Now the knight is kicked. Wow, sneaky move, man. But things are cool, huh? Oh, perpetual. You have to go for it, too. Yeah, there isn't a good follow-up. He's going to try for something? No, he's not going to try for something. So, the IM scores a point for that. 173, 116, 113. Knight King is on fire. Knight King can catch him. Bryken Mikhail? Okay, I missed the start of this one. Queen h5. Was he going for a scholar's mate? Something close to it. Okay. Queenside castles for white incoming. Maybe not now with this around. Strong post for the knight. This is under fire. Look at how quick these moves are pulled off. Just ripping this structure. Bishop's not around to help out on these light squares. Rook takes knight next. No good solution. Could still do it because there's... Inserting that first. Okay. That's one way to do it. Rook activity. No great discovery. Well, there might be some way to weave a mate. He's trying to weave a mate. He's still trying to weave a mate. Here is a mate threat. Right here. Or the king stepping up. Dark squares are under control. This and then that. I think we're going to have a resigner after rook here. No way to challenge the king. No rook here because of this. And that's a resigner. Mate in 2. Rook here takes here next. This doesn't help. The rook takes and is defending. Another W. Under 5 to go. 175, 116, 113, 117. Number 2 spot is now in Knight King's hands. Wow. Z-Kid. Okay. Second time playing against Z-Kid. Looking to go 2-0 against the Doctor. All right. And now... what to do? Opportunity to win this pawn? Whoa. Sacrifice on f7. Something Carlsen did just a moment ago. This is a win. Take the rook? Take the queen? No, why is it a win? I lost track. Just because I lose track of the material doesn't mean it's a win. Well, black has 2 minor pieces here for the rook. Black is better. Black is going to have a great home. For the bishop on this square, that's for sure. Takes the pawn, is okay with being in this pin, huh? Okay. So fast. Rook takes knight, bishop takes. The bishop is now there to support the rook. 30 seconds, under 30 seconds for both. Piece just dropped there. Okay, yeah, there's coordination. Nothing to attack now in black's camp. White throws in the towel. Z-Kid goes down. 117. 117. 2 points separating second and third. Okay. Oh, this is a big one. Number 2 guy needs to win here. If Knight King wins, Knight King is going to get second. Okay, what do we have? A Sicilian Sveshnikov. A variation that we did not see in the World Championship. Bishop G5. We saw a bunch of Knight D5s. And I forget what move it was. But anyhow, a Knight Bishop G5 variation of the Sveshnikov. Queenside Castle? You're going to keep the king in the center. Queenside Castle now. No, you could take. Take the knight. Pawn takes knight. Queen takes knight. Bishop is also there. Queen takes knight with check. No time for bishop takes bishop. Now the queens are off. Where do you hide with the king? Not a perpetual straight away. The queen can help out. Defend against f6. If f6 falls, it will be perpetual. f6 is there. Yeah, there is no perpetual. Rook ending. Rook g8 to challenge the rooks. What? Why do... Oh, the rook is there to defend like that. Okay, you don't have to challenge the rook on the 7th. You could just let these 2 pigs right here. Everything's cool. And I'll just defend like that. And then race this pawn. Okay, he resigned. Probably a good thing to do. And try and get in another game. Oh, but I think it's all but locked there in the second spot as well now. 181 Carlsen, 125. 6 points up with probably just one more game counting for this tournament. 125, 119, 112, 103, 103, 100. Penguin in there. Just shy of 100 points. Knight King next opponent, the 1 and 2 guy. Okay, this is probably the last game, I would say. Let's see how it unfolds. The Doctor just above 3,100. Okay, giving up the bishop pair, static structure in the center. This pawn. Oh, we're going to have some activity on the king side. I like this. There's something to bite at. G4. What? Black has not committed here. Okay. I think maybe that would have been better. He's gonna give up the knight. Break up the center now. Opposite sides castling. Black has the open file towards the king. And now, this is nearby if the knight tried to get aggressive. Passive knight. Secure the king first. Double rooks. Double rooks first. This is nearby. Yeah, keep the queen around. Black is the more aggressive side in this position. Safer king. Any tricks? Okay, queens are now off. I think black is the better side. Not this, because there's a nice square. But there is a square to work with on G3. That's the ball game. That's the tournament. Triple zeros. Try to get the knight somewhere else. Where is that somewhere else? Right here. Get the knight here and you win. Maybe that's how he sees it. Get the knight here and you win. Now this is collapsing. This is collapsing. Hearts ripped out of both sides. And all pawns soon to be weak. 4 isolated pawns. That's how... Oh, hang on. Watch out for mates. It's not mate. It's mate threat right now. It's defended. Okay, he's going to slip on over here. Is that mate? No, it's not mate. 7 seconds each. Where do we stand here? Who's going to win? Run pawn. Connected passers. Okay, take the rook and ball game. Not quite. Take the knight. He's too tricky. He's too tricky. Take the knight. Take the knight. Take all pawns. 1 second. Take the last pawn. Take the last pawn. Take the last pawn. He doesn't take the last pawn. He doesn't need to take the last pawn. Triple zeros for Team Black. The doctor goes out with a win, but just barely. 0.19 left. Wow. These tournaments. Oh, man. So intense. So, with that, what do we have here? The top 5. There's the payout. What do we have? The doctor. He's already logged off. My work here is done. Okay. Let's log off. 181 for the doctor. 125. 120. 112. 105. Mud Pro, or Manchester United Pro, did not see a single pairing between the doctor and the pro. 104, 101, 100, 99. There's your top 10. Penguin had a rough stretch here. A lot of goose eggs there. What do you expect? This is a super strong bullet tournament. What's the lowest rated guy on this front page? 2721. Yeah. All right, let's go through all the pages. Let me add a good games all. That was a lot of fun. Such a strong tournament. Okay, let's go through all the pages. You seeing all of this? I think we are in the stream, yes. There's your page 2. It's still not showing up, the title for this new account. Never Enough GM. Here's page 3. 4. I wonder how many actually competed in this one. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna have to see how many games that was exactly that he won in a row. Close to 20. I think it was already locked with about 45 minutes to go in this tournament. 348 are in here. I'm just going to go through until we see 0 games by some accounts. Let us see. We're not long off. These players just played what, like a dozen games right about this point. And yep, I'm not going to go any further. So close to 300 actually did some competing in this tournament. Very nice. Performance rating 3105 for Carlsen. So if you want to get top 3, this is the kind of performance you need to be putting up. You need to be performing at least a 2845. Top 5. What was the number 5 guy's performance? 2875. Number 4, Ali Reza. 2901. Yeah. You want top 5? You better be very close to about a 2900 performance. Oh man. Nice.